Hello, I'm Vanessa and I run several jewelry courses in London, and today we're going to make some jewelry. In this video, I'm going to show you how to knot pearls. One of the main reasons why you knot pearls is to protect the pearls from each other so that they're not rubbing against each other, and also if your string of pearls break, it will save the entire string as you may only lose 1 or 2 pearls. You need a string of pearls, you need French wire, which you can purchase in any jewelry shop or beading shop. You need a clasp, you need silk thread. You can also use nylon thread. It is normally purchased and wrapped around on one of these cards. You will need something like a flush cutter or a pair of pliers to cut your French wire, and you might need a ruler to measure the length of French wire you need. The first step is measure your French wire. I'm going to cut 2 centimeters of this wire. French wire is actually very tightly coiled tube. So in the middle there's a hole. And to start with, I take my silk thread. With this silk thread or any pearl knotting thread, you will have a needle attached. This is called a big eye needle. If you cannot find the thread with the needle, you can buy the needle separately. It's a very long thread, but I would recommend keeping the length of the thread, even though it's a little bit difficult to start with. You thread 3 pearls through your big eye needle, which is a very tightly coiled steel needle. And you take those pearls to the end of your thread. The next step is you thread in your French wire. The French wire is really just to make the end of your necklace tidy. So the French wire is sitting on the needle, and you now thread in your clasp. Now you push all of those pieces to meet the pearl. You take the end, you take your needle and you go over all of these, you skip all of these and you go straight into the pearl, just into one pearl. Okay, and you pull that length through. You want to ensure that when you're doing this, it's best to do it in a beading mat like this, and you don't have many things on your table to get caught in the wire. Now you begin to knot. Okay, now I've threaded 3 beads into my silk cord, my silk thread, and I've pulled it tight so that I have my clasp just above the pearl, the first pearl. So the French wire, the purpose of the French wire is to tidy your end. So the silk thread is inside, has been threaded inside the French wire. So my 1 bead is very close to the French wire, and the 2 other beads are sitting on the length of the silk thread. And the shorter end, so I do a simple knot. Now this knot just goes over the thread and then under, and you pull tight. I'm going to do 2 knots. As is my first knot, I'm going to do 2. Now I'm going to leave this length, as you can cut this very close to the pearl and put a little bit of fabric glue, like PVA fabric glue, to secure that knot to ensure that it doesn't come undone. Now I'm going to begin knotting. Push the second bead up, close to meet the first one, and now I do another knot. Now this knot, I make a loop, and I'm going to pass this length, this bead is still attached here, I'm going to pass this length of thread through this loop here. And I'm going to use the needle to get the knot as close as possible to the bead. Now I keep the knot loose and put the needle, keep it loose, put the needle and guide it so that it goes right up against the pearl. And then I use my finger to push. You repeat this process until you've knotted the entire length of pearls, and that's how you knot.